I just finished my lunch. I want to share something reflecting on my two conversations with two founders this morning. That you're not a machine. So stop treating yourself, stop running yourself like a machine. Let's cut the crap, right? You're exhausted, you wake up tired, you push through the day, through caffeine, through willpower, and you tell yourself just one more day, one more project, one more late night, one more sacrifice. But let me ask you something. When was the last time you woke up feeling powerful? When was the last time you woke up without feeling that you were dragging yourself through the day? And when was the last time you gave your body the rest that it actually needed? Instead of treating it like a tool, right? Your body is not a machine. Your body is what you are. Your body is not just a tool to use to get more productive. And you can't remember that time, right? Because you're used to it. Somewhere along the line, you convinced yourself that pushing harder was the only way forward. That if you just keep grinding, you would finally feel in control. And I will tell you, that's a lie. You're not performing at your best. You're just surviving. And survival is not leadership, right? Just pushing yourself every day, that's not giving your best. That's weakness. That's like feeling proud, wearing your busyness as a badge of honor, while not even looking at what could be possible if I slow down, if I give my body the rest, the attention, give my mind the space it deserves. And if you're like many founders or CEOs, probably your body is screaming at you. The only question is, are you listening? I was coaching somebody last week and she was barely holding it together. Her company was at a critical moment. Her daughter was struggling. She had no time for her. And her parents had just arrived from another country. They had some health issues. And she looked at me and said, I can't afford to fall apart right now. And I simply asked her, like, how is your body? How are you feeling in your body? She told me, like, her back and neck are killing her. She has constant headaches. She is barely sleeping. But then she added that it's fine and she is going to push through. She can't afford to fall apart right now. I told her, your body is shutting down. That's not something you push through. That's a red flag you're ignoring. And she was quiet. Because deep down, you know, she had trained herself to ignore her body's signals and to keep going no matter what, to treat exhaustion and busyness like a badge of honor instead of like a warning sign. But here is the truth. If you don't listen to your body, it will force you to listen. It can start with headaches, it can start with muscle pain, but soon it will turn into fatigue, like not just fatigue, but chronic fatigue. Even after sleeping, you don't wake up fresh. And then one day, you will wake up and realize that you just don't have it anymore. You have completely crashed. Like burnout doesn't happen without reason, and burnout doesn't ask for your permission. It just takes over. Right? And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking about performance. But let me tell you, high performance is not about doing more all the time. Just piling on the more button is not high performance. That's foolishness. You might be thinking you have deadlines. Your company needs you. Your team needs you. And that if you slow down, everything will fall apart. And I'm here to tell you that's a lie. High performance is not about working harder. Like working harder can only take you to a certain level. After a certain point, you really need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of the biggest asset that you have, which is your body, mind, which is your emotional control, which is your listening, which is your ability to empathize. Your company does not run without you. Your team doesn't function without you. Your family can't count on you if you cannot count on yourself, if you are falling apart. So stop acting like your energy is infinite. If you want to build something great, be the leader that scales businesses, inspires others, and enjoys that life, that success, then you need to become a different person. You need to become somebody else. You need to become the leader who respects their own energy. Like, stop treating yourself like a machine. Rest is not just a reward, it is a requirement. You need to become the person who knows how to recover. The best athletes don't just train all day, they recover, they rest, they sleep. You need to learn how to play the long game. You need to think about years into the future and how what you're doing today impacts the future. You're not just here for the next quarter. You're not just here for the quick wins. You need to start thinking about your mindset very differently. That starts with protecting your biggest asset, which is you. And you want to become the visionary who sees that doing more doesn't mean achieving more. In fact, the opposite is often true, that doing less, focusing, prioritizing, cutting all the fluff, protecting your time and energy is what doing more means. So I gave this client a very simple challenge. Cut 2 hours from your workday every day without losing any results. At first, she said this is impossible, not just uncomfortable, but impossible. But that's a real problem. Like you believe so much, you have trained yourself to think and believe that you are the only solution, that you are indispensable, and that if you don't do, then things will fall apart. It is not. And here is what I want you to do. So cut off 2 hours without losing any of your productivity and audit your day. Where are you wasting time? Where do you not need to be? Which meeting you can totally avoid? Which meetings can you leave after the first 10 minutes? Just see where are you overextending yourself and cut it out. And obviously you have to say no more often. And many times overwhelm or being busy is simply an inability to say no. Saying yes everywhere is not worth your energy. You need to schedule recovery. Just like you put in your most important meetings, put your sleep, put your exercise in your calendar. If they are non-negotiable, then make them in the calendar. Let people know that this is time for exercise and you can't replace it with a meeting. And stop measuring your success by the number of hours you work. Measure what matters. Measure the key metrics. Measure the results. And stop worrying about the time that you spent. So the whole thing is very simply, right? You can't lead. Let me be brutally honest with you, right? You can't lead if you're running on empty. You need to take care of yourself or you will lose everything that you have built. It's only a matter of time. Your body is not optional. Your energy is not unlimited. Your well-being is not a side project. It's who you are. Do you want to be the leader who lasts or the leader who has a moment of high and then burns out? Choose one and then act accordingly. Okay, so listen to this again